Morning everyone, Brian McManus Real Estate Update week 38, and here we are. It's spring has sprung for sure. I called it about 3 weeks ago. Might have been a tad early, although it was not minus, it was zero when we were up walking, Richard and I, this morning. So what's happening in the market for week 38? Week 38 we're seeing very high demand for auction properties, so by buyers. So that's and across the board. I'd have to say it's across the board. So they are registering early and are willing to go from property to property. So if they miss out on one, they'll bet on the next. Excuse me, needed that. And another thing you'll notice, so we are recruiting as a business at the moment. So we're looking at implementing a number of new but old systems, staff, and I suppose for the new recruits and recruits from other companies, our system totally different. It is structured, it's built on KPIs. You start work at 7:15 for training, and we go right through the day. Yes, you're gonna have to work. There's in your KPIs, if you complete your KPIs on a daily basis, it guarantees your success. Geographically, demographic marketing for each individual. So we do it by postcode, up to 3. We can have market dominance and very high incomes for up to 3 people per postcode. And that's almost it's a little bit of a generalization, but most postcodes will take in enough houses, enough transactions per month for you to succeed if you're looking at coming over. The basic structure, Monday to Friday, you are expected to turn up to work, and that's work at home. You know, you can work from your desk at home, but our system is set up so that we do daily training from 7:15 to about 8:30, and then 10 o'clock you're locked into your sales activity, and that's a reality. And if you think you can do it without it, speak to some of the salespeople that have gone to some of these large corporations even, and they're just left to their own devices. Within 6 to 12 months, they've left the industry, or they just keep struggling for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years trading corporate to corporate, and they get offered the same carrot, and it never eventuates. They never get given the working structure to succeed. And that's regardless of your background, regardless of your religion or race or height or looks or car or clothes. If you're willing to work and keep to the structure on a daily basis, you'll succeed in our system. And it's backed up. You know, we have our in-rooms auctions once a month in Double Bay. Part of that, though, is a training system where you'll get together with everybody else, and we have our in-rooms training. So you're learning a great deal if you're fresh to the industry. You're even, you know, I spoke just recently to somebody who had been from pillar to post, and with all the brands, all the first and second tier brands, and was getting despondent, which is understandable because all the same things, you know, bells and whistles, glitz and glamour. But on Monday morning at 9 o'clock, when they hadn't made any sales or income, and they don't know why. But we have all the systems in place for you. We also have all the ratios that you should be hitting. We also then, with the KPIs, we can critique what's happening. We can work out if you're strong in some areas, weak in the others, so that you have consistency. And then over a period of time, over 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, we can get you to a point of a very, very good lifestyle. But I can't promise it if you don't work, if you don't turn up to work. And that's having that discipline. You know, you've got to be able to take rejection, and I can't sugarcoat that. And it's all about turning up to work, picking the phone up, doing the door knocking. Oh, we don't do door knocking. Well, 39 years and I'm still doing it. 39 years I'm cold calling. 39 years I'm telemarketing. 39 years I'm putting out pre-list kits in and listing auctions. You know, we also I've put into place over the last couple of years where the CFO has to approve every auction we take on. Now that eliminates me trying to save people, save situations, trying to help. In actual fact, when the client is at a point where we can't help. So, long and the short of it is, the market, we're employing staff because the market is really kicking along, and it seems to need a skilled agent opposed to probably opposed to an agent that's not doing the volume to learn how to close, not doing the volume of sales to learn how to change marketing campaigns mid-campaign to make sure that we sell under the hammer at auction. So we're willing to teach all that. I don't care where in the state you are. On the Resi side, if you want to come in and do hotels, motels, caravan parks, if you want to come in and do commercial, retail leasing, we've got all those stats that will help you succeed. But it comes back to you. You know, are you willing to work? Are you willing to take the rejection? They are the two biggest keys of the success or failure of anyone in our industry. And unfortunately, if you think it's driving around in a leased car or fancy clothes or whatever that is, drinking lots of coffee in coffee shops, yeah, I'd say you're not for us. But if you're willing to come in, work, start calling when everyone else is calling, start door knocking when everyone else links into door knock, you'll see sustainable success. And that's part of what we create, and it's a lot of fun. Believe me, when you sell 2, 3, 4 or 8 properties in a line at auction in rooms and everybody else is cheering for you, and then you get that big payout in 42 days or 30 days depending on your contract settlements, wow, it's awesome. It really is. And that's what we're providing. Yep, a little bit different to everybody else. We only concentrate on the things that count, and that's important to us, and that's you. You are our focus. You getting your social media profile out there, into your marketplace, into your postcode, consistently, daily, consistently. 7 days a week, you are in your market. And believe me, it happens really quick that you're knocking on a door and they've already seen you. And it's important that they see you, not the perceived you that you think a real estate agent should be. You've seen my videos, you've seen my posts, my reels. That's me. When I turn up, I speak like this. I don't speak any differently. When I call an auction, you will have seen it on my other videos. It's exactly what it is. And believe me, the market loves that. don't want to see the false facade of a real estate agent. So the market, killing it. We've got, let me see, about 23 days listing to our close off for our October auction, October 31st. And then from there on, there's so much stock coming on. It's unbelievable. There's no stock at the moment, so I'll be getting in the next 30 days, get listed and sold, while there's a really high demand, because it ebbs and flows a wee bit going through spring into summer. October, there's going to be a lot of stock come on, so prices will drop just a little bit. October, November, December, it sort of then pitches a wee bit. So I'd get on the market now. Let's get the ads going. We can even start some of the campaigns before the 1st of October and just see what we get. Give me a call, Brian, 0402970217, Brian at brianmcmanusrealestate.com. We are still doing, and I've just spoken a lot about Resi, hotels, motels, caravan parks. Look, there's high demand for certain products, and we have, in that market, we've done away with all our cheap campaigns. They don't work anymore. I've got to say that up front. You've got to invest in a decent marketing campaign to bring in the cash buyers, and then I can talk to you about why, if you're on the market at the moment, you haven't sold and I haven't spoken to you yet, I can tell you why. So give me a call and I'll just tell you exactly why you haven't sold and how we can get you sold sold and settled before Christmas. Anyone in October auction on 31st, you'll settle around the 12th of December, so you're out of there. That's residential and commercial, hotels, motels, caravan parks. So anyone in that October auction, you're in your new property before Christmas, which is kind of awesome. Give us a call, email, may be in and out of coverage, so be patient. I'll get back to you within sort of 6-7 hours. Let's get these appraisals done, pre-list kits out, signed, returned, so that we can get contracts done in the business part, hotels, motels, caravan parks. We need those certified accounts, and we're in business. Have a wonderful week 38, everybody, and talk to you soon.